All right. Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to day 2 of Hippo Cup number 4, group stage, week 1. Our second day of streaming, our second day of the tournament. Hopefully we'll bring forward some more great matches. I know we've got some pretty baller matchups on paper lined up for you today. Trying to make a very entertaining stream schedule. I know group stages hard to get everyone in, trying to get as many groups and teams as possible represented though over the course of the 2 weeks of streams for this round. So we're going to be looking at a few different types of matchups today. We're going to have starting off here our first match of the day, 14 UTC, the overall number 1 seed of the tournament, taking on the bottom seed in the group, Pudzian, but a team that won 2 matches yesterday that are currently 2-0. So this should be a pretty interesting matchup, more so than one might expect. Later on, we'll have some group implications. We'll have a couple of matchups between teams that could decide outcomes of groups, who gets out, who is eliminated in the group stage. So hopefully it should be good. Hopefully it should be fun. So this one, our first match here, 14 UTC on the left-hand side of the screen. Captained by Vivace, joined by Denair, Nezzer, Sigi, Miles, Malteser, Iger, David Kutu, and Sheena Noriko. They are the number 1 seed. They are the odds-on favorites to win the whole thing. They are an incredibly strong team. 8 players from 8 different countries, all of whom have had some seriously good results in tournaments in the past. They are faced by the all-Polish bottom-seeded team, Pudzian. Now, this is the highest seeded team in the bottom seed there, the seed 49 overall. But still, obviously quite surprising to see them winning 2 matches yesterday as the bottom seed in the group. Captained by Son Goku PL, joined by Kosiarka Top 1, Esamoka, Bobiak, Luxarius, Soisti, Mr. Zux, and Busek. Really a team full of people that I don't think people are going to be super familiar with. I know I'm certainly not. But, you know, they came in yesterday, they beat their mid-seed 5-2, being Naruhodo, and they beat the lower seed Harumachi Drip 5-1. So clearly a team that has exceeded expectations already, will most likely be getting out of the group stage. I believe they're probably the bottom seed that's in the best spot to get out of group stage currently. To reply to a quick ping. So, yeah, we are going to get right into this one here. We have the first pick coming in from Team Pudzian. And they're going to open things up with the speed pick, Nomad number 5, Euphoric Orchid Dance. So quick recap here. Of course, we did see 14 UTC winning a roll first ban second pick. Banning out Harderak 3 and Fremod 3 for 14 UTC, while Pudzian banned out Double Time 3 and Nomad 3. The first pick coming in, of course, the relatively speedy Nomad pick here. 230 BPM, making it, I believe, the fastest map in the entire pool, actually. Yeah, by a decent margin, nothing else. I think the next highest is 215, so relatively faster than about anything else you're going to see in this map pool. It's an interesting place to start off. I don't feel like you often see Nomad 5 as a first pick. You know, usually people want to warm up a little bit, unless they're the type of players, you know, they want to come into matches, warm up for speed, and instantly get that speed going before their speed warm up wears off. I know it's kind of the other side of that possible coin. And that's going to be, it looks like, the case here for Pudzian as their first pick. So we'll see how it goes for them. You know, obviously 14 UTC, basically a team that's expected to four-way or near four-way pretty much every map in this pool, just based on their skill levels. So this is going to be a pretty steep mountain to climb, I think, here for Pudzian. I don't fancy their chances of going 3-0 in this group, but even 2-1, if they can get a couple points in this match, will pretty much assure them a spot going through into brackets out of the group stage, because 2-1, you know, you have a winning record. Unless 14 UTC loses a match, it's pretty hard for anyone else to advance. And we are gonna get underway here. GLHF's coming out. It's gonna be David Koo, Sheena Noriko, Sigi, and Denier Nezer, the Asian, most of the Asian component of Team 14 UTC, taking on Soisti, Sun Goku PL, Kosi Archetype, and Esamoka. We got 4 of the... Is it? Well, actually, this team is, what, 4 of the 5? Yeah, 4 of the 5 Asian players on the team in for this one from 14 UTC. And here we go. Let's see how this match fares. This is our first match of the day, second day, as we said. Hopefully people enjoyed the first day of group stages yesterday. I know we had some less than stellar matchups, but managed to actually get some good matches out of it. So hopefully today will provide more of the same. It was entertaining to just get this much Osu in this sort of time frame. A lot of matches to watch, a lot of excitement. This one, like I said, you know, a pretty easy map, really straightforward. There's the one kind of longer burst stream section near the end, and other than that, there's not much you're going to break on. Very basic ability to play 230 BPM is all you need to get through this map just fine. And we see the players more than capable in the early goings of holding an SS with really no trouble. Especially with this being, excuse me, a score V1, giving a little extra leniency to those sliders at the beginning, where you might end up hitting a couple hundreds on V2 if you're not perfectly careful. Gives yourself that little bit of extra wiggle room. And there's a match to break on that first little aim pattern, Esamoka and Sigi. So 3 FCs left for both teams, advantage no one. Accuracy almost dead even. Nope, Sigi did not break. It was a fake break from both of them. There are no breaks from anyone. Thank you, Bancho. No breaks on any player at all. Maybe an actual break from Sigi there, though. His accuracy dropped and everything, so we're gonna say maybe that was a real miss. So this just got really hard for 14 UTC. They're gonna be behind here going into the harder section of the map in the last quarter, into these bigger streams. Esamoka, though, does find a break. It's going to be combo advantage in favor of 14 UTC if there's enough time to bring it back. It's going to be very tight here at the ending. Sigi's got about 130 combo advantage, which is not enough to bring back this score, but overall, with the team accuracy being what it is, it's going to be tight. This is going to come down to the absolute wire. I think Pudzian had enough of a lead to hold on, though. It might come down to the last second. No, a break from Sun Goku PL. It's going to flip over to 14 UTC in the last seconds if they don't break, and they don't. Wowie, that's close, though. All right, first map of the day on stream, 28,000 point victory for 14 UTC. SS on David Koo, 100 on both Noriko and Denier Nezer. SS on Soisti. Wow, that was unfortunate for Sun Goku. The slider break in the last 40 combo, and it was just enough for 14 UTC to barely edge out the win there in that last second. Holy cow, man. Oh, first map of the day, 28,000 point win on Scorpio 1. Oh, buddy, that's how we start it. Okay. Well, good job 14 UCC, I guess. Snatching victory from the cause of defeat. Unfortunate for Pudzian, just that slider break right at the end. But all good. One map in, break point to start things off. 14 UTC will get their own first pick. which I think might go in a completely different direction. I would expect probably kind of like one of the more skill cap types of maps, something like a Nomad. Well, Nomad 3 was banned. Maybe Nomad 4, maybe Hidden. I could see like Hidden 1 or Hidden 3, depending on how they feel about those maps on that team. Something that's relatively difficult within this pool. There's not a lot of hard maps in this pool, it being group stage, it being very early. You're expecting a lot of FCs and a lot of strong performances, but alternatively, we could just see like a free mod and some super over mod. I know they banned out free mod 3, but there are still free mods 1 and 2. I could totally see a team going like quad hidden hard rock on free mod 1. But instead, it's going to be DT number 2 picked by 14 UTC, so that is going to be step ahead. It's going to be the 210 BPM. Somewhat streamier of the DT picks. You've got kind of 3 delineated stream DT picks. You've got, you know, DT1 that's like the very straightforward, simple, basic aim DT. You've got DT2, this map, which is a little bit streamier, and then you've got DT3, which is kind of more into the finger control. Speed in air quotes, of course, since it's only 210 BPM, so it's really not that fast. But it's the streamier of these picks at the least. And it is going to be the first pick here from Team 14 UTC, playing, I might add, at 14 UTC. This is one of 2 maps that they're going to be playing at, or 1 matches, I should say, they're going to be playing at 14 UTC. Their second match at 14 UTC next week. So, living up to their names with that team roster. Honestly, they could play earlier than that if it wasn't for Miles, because everyone else on the team is in UTC +0 or farther east of that. So they could play, you know, like 8 to 12 anywhere in their UTC pretty comfortably. Maltese are the only UK member. I mean, they could honestly, like, they'd have 6 members. They have like 7 people who could play at a couple of different time frames, and 6 people who could play at a different range as well if they wanted to, despite their team name being 14 UTC. But be that as it may, they have decided that 14 UTC is their favorite time. And they're going to get into map number 2. Malteser, Noriko, Sigi, and David taking on Soisti, Esamoka, Kosiarka, and Lixarius. I don't know if that's an Xarius fanboy type of name or what, but no big deal. It's kind of cool, I guess. A nice homage, if so. 8 different flags on the 14 UTC roster. It's just funny because they could play, the team could play at like, you know, 2 to 4 UTC for basically anyone except for Malteser, and even him, like, I know he's awake at that time. That's in some occasions, so happens. And we get the early break from Kosiarka top on the first stream of the map. That's going to give advantage 14 UTC. We see a lot of FCs on this pick. It is just not that mechanically challenging. 2 slightly longer 210 BPM streams are really the only difficulty of it. Kosiarka does hit the second stream, but he breaks right after, and that's going to make this one really challenging for Pudzian, especially with this map being so short. 14 UTC with the quad FC still alive means that they're just going to run away with this one as long as they don't find any breaks here really close to now. And our good friend Bancho Double Time Lag is back at it again. Just in time for us to see everyone hitting everything. David holding onto the SS, Noriko with, I believe, 100. Soisti with the SS as well. And yeah, that's what happens on this map. You either 4-way FC or you lose it. And there's 14 UTC 4-way FCing and winning it. The unfortunate couple of breaks from Kosiarka, just not able to establish much of a combo. SS is coming out from both David and Soisti. 1x100 FC from Noriko. 4-100 FC from Lixarius. I mean, that's just the expected result of this pick. It is very straightforward. And that is back-to-back SSs to open the match for David. I didn't actually realize that he SS'd the first map because he didn't top score it for his team. I guess he got outspun. Noriko maybe hit a 100 on like one of the first couple notes and then outspun or something. I don't know how else that would have happened. But yeah, it's back-to-back SSs to start things off for David. And that is 7 out of 8 possible FCs. No, yeah, 7 out of 8 possible FCs for Team 14 UTC in the first 2 maps here. So, starting things off as you would expect from a team like this. And we are going to next go into Nomad number 2. So Pudzian going Nomad 5, then straight into Nomad 2. Kind of you get the the quote-unquote speedier map into the streamier map as the first two selections from that team. I just realized that they've had no fail on for these, which I guess is fine. I mean, it's not required, but it's not gonna hurt anything if everyone has it. So, all good. I don't really care. If refs want to set no fail, I mean, it's whatever, because if everyone has it, it doesn't affect anything, and I think that's kind of going to be the use case for no fails. If it's on, it's just going to be on. All it does is make the scores artificially smaller, but the result is still the same, so it doesn't really make an actual difference. Really only concern with no fails is for like later rounds when team fails actually become a possibility. You know, I think discussed that a bit yesterday, where you get to the finals and grand finals of this tournament and you get some maps that you know, chain misses and stuff just kind of happen. Remind me though, I guess I should probably skin out no fail because it's like not actually relevant. Nice little transparent PNG. Gonna be Denier, Nezer, Noriko, Sigi, and David. Sheena with a very early break there in the first 15 combo. Soesti, Esamoka, Kosiarka, and Bobiak this time for Pudzian, and we have Esamoka and Bobiak with a couple of early breaks, so 3 FCs to 2 for 14 UTC, as well as one big combo. David hunting his third straight SS. CLP and Sigi right there with him. Excuse me. My goodness. The 2 FCs for Pudzian still holding onto the SS, but the 2 misses early on, not helping their case. Early 600,000 point lead for 14 UTC. See if they can run with that. We're already halfway through. All the maps that we play commonly in this pool are pretty short. And there's a break from Esamoka again. Soesti dropping some accuracy. This one's going to get ugly here in a hurry at this rate. Into the doubles we go, which we really have not seen too many breaks on. A couple of over aims here and there, but not too many. And of course, as I say that, Soesti and Bobiak both miss on the doubles. I'm sorry, guys. That's all my fault. Noriko missing as well. Soesti breaking once again. This is not going well. Sigi with the break for 14 UTC, but David and Denier Nezer still on the SS. Kosiarka, the only FC remaining for Pudzian. And this one's going to be another comfortable win for 14 UTC, it looks like. Inward we go towards the end of the map. We'll see if the 14 UTC SSs can hold on. Gonna be a 6 million plus point win, which is a decent margin on a map like this that's relatively short. And David does pull out another SS. That is 3 straight. He has yet to hit a 100 in this match. CLP matching the SS as well as Kosiarka top. But Esamoka, Bobiak, and Soesti all finding breaks, so Pudzian not having the greatest of time there. 7 million point final margin of victory and 14 UTC with the 3-0 double break point in hand. As it turns out, these guys are pretty good at the video game. You gotta get a lot of FCs to beat them. You're just not going to have a chance otherwise. You're really not. I know people have been talking about the pool being too easy, but I think the pool is like easy for the top teams like these guys, and so you just have to be on your absolute A game. I can only imagine that Pudzian is underperforming by their standards because of the fact that they won 2 matches yesterday. I have to think that they would expect better plays than they're getting in this match. You know, maybe the nerves a little bit playing against the top seed or something. Hard to say exactly, but they came into this 2-0, so clearly they were doing something right yesterday. The wheels may be falling off just a little bit. All good though. Next pick for 14 UTC, looking for the sub 30-minute speed run here, it looks like. We will see what they go with for their second selection. It's going to be No Mod 1. This is going to be the first time. This will be the first time we will have No Mod 1 on stream. It's barely been played. I really don't know that this map has been picked like much at all. Like I said, I streamed I think 6 matches yesterday and didn't see it a single time. So, very exciting. Our first instance of this map on stream. And David will be, of course, continuing his quest. Excuse me. Continuing his quest for the full match SS. Oh geez, oh geez, oh god, okay, alright, misclick, we're good. So we wait for the players to get in. Looks like we should be set here. We've got Miles, Iger, Sigi, David against Soisty, Busek, Mr. Zux, and Bobiak. There's a chance I'm completely mispronouncing that name, but Bushek, something along those lines. I don't know Polish. All right, give me a break, please. You were just waiting for somebody to ready up, maybe. But it is our first sighting of Iger. I am prepared for Iger to FC everything in this entire tournament. That dude is a freaking enigma. Like, I don't know. I was one of the people who had never heard of Iger before OWC 2020 when he got picked to the Japanese team, but apparently like anyone that plays multi has heard of him and just knows that he's this god of multi. I started, following his stream and stuff a little bit and found out, yes, he is actually just that good at multi. It's really nuts. And David already hitting a 100 early on in this one, so there goes the SS streak. Very unlucky. You hate to see it. Nice little elevator music intro. And he did see the break from Mr. Zux to start things off here, so 14 UTC with the early advantage. Probably the longest map we'll see, 4 minutes. A little surprised to see 14 UTC pick this, if only because it's so long. I feel like, when teams are in this kind of position where they're much stronger than their opponent, they typically don't go for long maps. And yet here we are, so it's fine though. The song is really nice. Relatively consistent difficulty based on my playthrough. Kind of the same sort of patterns and playstyle throughout most of it. And that is a break from Sigi. He just missed on nothing, I'm fairly sure. You kind of hate to see that happen because that's advantage Pudzian, and it's advantage right back to 14 UTC as Soisty and Mr. Zux break immediately. Well, it was nice while it lasted. David, Iger, and Miles still on the FCs. Busek and Bobiak still on the FCs for Pudzian, but it's 3 FCs to 2 if you're keeping track at home, and the lead is going to grow, especially as Mr. Zux finds another break and able to build his combo back up. And we're just out here vibing to the tunes, man. I don't know. This is like just such a Iger? I think he misread that actually, and I don't know how you misread at this BPM and approach rate, but I'm pretty sure that was actually a misread based on his cursor movement. Well, all right then. It's Miles and David now with the FCs. combo advantage, I think, technically is in favor of Pudzian by a very, very small margin. It's about a 2.5 million score gap. This is actually, like, feasibly interesting if Busek and Bobiak hold the FCs. Also, please, no one tell me that this is hard to read because it's Air 9. Air 9 is just not that difficult to read. This is not that dense. Come on, man. These guys are really good. I don't know. At least that's my perception of it. I don't think this map is hard to read at all. There's like a couple patterns in it that are maybe a little dense, but nothing too crazy. We did see another break from Mr. Zucks, though, so combo advantage will stay in favor of 14 UTC, and they should be able to just bring this one on home in the last quarter. Assuming no breaks from Miles or David, with Iger and Sigi holding on to, 400, 700 combo. Gonna be alright for 14 UTC here. This is just, this is a Nomad 1 moment, and there goes Busek, so that is... Miles trades with him somehow. Okay, alright, we're down to 2 FCs. We're down to 2 FCs, one on David, one on Bobiak. David with, I think, 2 100s, maybe 3. I think that's 2 with that. Miles? That is a certified Miles 01 yikes moment. Okay, and we do end up with the FC on David, the FC on Bobiak. Only a 6 million point final margin of victory, which really is not that much overall. 2 FCs for David, 2 FCs, 2 100s for David, 3 100s for Bobiak. Those two finish out the FCs, and it will be 4-0 now. 14 UTC double consolidated break point, match points in their pocket. And we'll see if they can't close the match out here. Next pick will go to Pudzian, so they will have a chance to, once again, get a point on the board on their own selection, but... Wow! We have our first real upset of the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, Group F, the match number 1 in that group, GG Dogs, the Russian super team featuring Delis, has been defeated in a tiebreaker by Team Ramsing, which is the mid-seed in their group, which is the other Russian team. So it takes a Russian team to beat a Russian team. They have gotten group stage gamed on. Tiebreaker victory for Team Ramsing. That's going to make things very interesting in that group for sure, as Ramsing is now 2-0. GG Dogs drops to 1-1. Both of those teams will, in all likelihood, end up making it out of groups. I am fairly sure that those will be the 2 teams advancing from that group, but that is a pretty surprising upset to see. So well done to Ramsing on the upset. That is, I think, like the first, really surprising upset I can say that I've seen. Some of the others, were just not that shocking. But that one, GG Dogs being GG Dogs and knowing how good they are, that's a pretty surprising one. Now, I do think that they outscale a lot of teams regardless going forward. So as long as they get out of groups, they'll be fine. But that means they'll probably be one of the lower half seed. Let's see, looking at the groups, they'd be, assuming they finish second in the group, which it looks like they will now, coming from Group F, they'd be facing the first place team from Group K, which is actually not the worst matchup ever. It'd be like World Tour 3 probably. Still a pretty surprising upset though. Anyway, back over here, we do have Dancing Kung Fu as the next pick, so we're going for 2 of the longer maps in the pool here in a row. Free mod number 2. This is the smaller circle, lower approach rate free mod here, CS5 AR8. We have Vivace, Noriko, Sigi, David against Soasti, Lixarius, Kosiarka, and Bobiak. Pudzian still trying to get a point on the board. At whoever, either all take no fail or don't take, or no one take no fail. Unless you're worried about failing, you don't really need it, and you're not like, unless there's no, the team fail odds on this pool are so low that like you can just all not take it. It's honestly fine. I don't know if anyone from this match is listening, but like they can seriously just not take no fail. It's really not the end of the world. It's not a requirement to take it. Just want to point that out to like everyone involved here. Like I just would prefer that either everyone takes it or no one takes it. Basically the easy way to do it here. Anyway, we are underway with what could be the last match of this map of this match. Words. Hidden Hard Rock on Vivace, hidden only on Noriko and David and Sigi, so they're going 3-way air 8 hidden for maximum, I don't know, disrespect or something, I guess. Hidden on Soasi, hidden Hard Rock on Luxarius. Nomad both on Kosiarka and Bobiak, so big disadvantage in terms of mods for Pudzian, but better chance of maybe a bunch of FCs. Early small lead to 14 UTC just based on... Alright, I'm disabling smoke. I'm disabling smoke. Goodbye. Anyway, early lead thanks to the mod advantage. But, I don't know. I mean, I think hidden is honestly just a preference mod for Sheena, David, and Sigi. They're all, like, really, really good hidden players, so not a big concern here. I'm a little bit surprised by it regardless, but they're all such good low AR hidden players, especially on a map that's relatively simple like this one that just doesn't have that much of a reading component to it. There's the break from Luxarius. Still the 3-way SS on his teammates, but through a double SS on 14 UTC plus mod advantage and a 4-way FC still intact. There's a break from David, though. We've got 1 FC drop per team. This could get interesting now. It's only about 100, not even 100 combo advantage for Luxarius, so lead not going to come back at any rapid rate here. David a little upset from judging by the smoke, but you know, these things happen, and just got to rely on your team at that point to keep you afloat. Another break from Luxarius. Looks like a misread there. That's going to help out 14 UTC a bit more. Still the SS on Soasi, Kosiarka, and Bobiak. Very impressive stuff from them through 500 combo. Sheena holding on to the hidden SS for 14 UTC, and Vivace and Sigi with their FCs both alive. Big difference, really, the mod advantage, and David having the superior combo and score now by about 700k over Luxarius. David with the rip in smoke. Well, you know. Wait a second, we've got a break from Sheena Noriko. That's going to make things interesting. There is time. If Pudzian holds onto their 3-way full combo, there is definitely time for the comeback here, especially with V1. Those scores are going to start to grow a little bit faster as we gain more combo, and this score gap is going to come right back on over. No, it is not. Soasi finds a break, and now it is Kosiarka top and Bobiak with the FCs against Vivace and Sigi. Noriko breaking once again, but that combo being held by David to back up Vivace and Sigi should be enough to maintain the lead for 14 UTC. This one getting a little more, little tighter than I think they would have liked, but looks like 14 UTC should be able to hold on to this just fine. Very unfortunate timed break from Soasti. Bobiak and Vivace trade break, so it is just Sigi and Kosiarka left with the FCs. And with some more breaks here at the ending in this trickier aim section, that is gonna probably seal the deal, it looks like. And it is indeed going to be the victory for Team 14 UTC. 5-0, the final score of the match. Kosiarka top, closing things out in style as best he could with the Nomad SS, but just not enough, unfortunately, as Sigi matched his FC with only a 3-100 hidden play, exceeding the score, and the better backing scores from Vivace. Noriko, 6 misses, 0 100s. That's a play. That's definitely a thing to have happen. That's a good job by 14 UTC, getting their first match under their belts, 1-0 in the group against the 2-0 Pudzian. That's going to be probably, as I said before, probably enough to advance for Pudzian in all likelihood, but their result is kind of out of their control now. They are done. That is all 3 of their matches played. the other matches in that group, I believe, all next week, if memory serves. So we'll be seeing, yeah, the other 3 matches. So 14 UTC playing their other 2 matches next Saturday. And then the other match between Naruhodo and Harumachi Drip also next Saturday. So gotta wait a week before the outcome of this group is decided. But Pudzian putting themselves in a good spot with the 2-1. 14 UTC getting things off right, beating the 2-0 team. Give themselves the best chance of advancing onward without dropping a map, especially. Always helpful. So that's going to do it for this one. We are underway here on day 2 of the group stage with our first match done for 14 UTC 5-0 over Pudzian.